my starlings, and welcome back to a long-awaited video. I've missed you all greatly, and I hope you're doing well this New Year's. I've been wanting to do a part 2 of drawing your OCs for a good while now, and I'm so glad I was able to get another one out before the year was over. It was a difficult process choosing out of the many submissions I've gotten, but that's why I'm glad I'm choosing to do this as a full series of sorts. I've never said it officially to the vast majority of you all, but I do remember claiming a few times that episode 2 would have 3 OCs chosen, and I did do 3. I recorded 3 and I chose 3 characters, but I'm sure plenty of you would have liked a longer video, but I simply cannot do recording sessions that long yet, comfortably. So the third one I've chosen will be a part of episode 3, so please look forward to that. One more slot is still open, so get your submissions in. But one more thing before I get to gush about these 2 characters that I have chosen is that I have created a small slideshow project on tips and advice and rules for the series and how you can enter the most efficiently in the description below. So if you're new and want to enter, or have entered and want to give it another go since the last time, then feel free to check it out. And now on with this video's intended content. The first character I've chosen is one of the first few handfuls that came into the very beginning, and I give a big thank you to Cubic Flan for sending in Casipha because she's absolutely stunning. Her design is gorgeous and so much fun, and I found her personality and backstory very fun and interesting. Here's a small passage of what was sent to me in the submission regarding her backstory. Here we go. Casipha is a selfish witch whose power is, well, was, limited only by her hair. Fearful of both her powerful magic and self-centered nature, the Fae cursed her, causing her raven black hair to fall out and tentacles to grow in its place. She's now entirely reliant on what magic she can concoct from plants, creatures, and the hair that she salvaged and incorporated into salves. She eventually lost what humanity she had left to darker practices, even using people in her brews and rituals. Casipha lives isolated from civilization, deep in a forest that skirts a small town, where very few would ever wander upon her home naturally. She normally keeps to her own, but will on occasion make trips to civilization when low on particular supplies to lure a person, man, woman, or child to their untimely end for her own uses. She was satisfied with his life for centuries, until a man she lured into her home managed to escape her. The following days were filled with anger, self-reflection, and a realization of how alone she truly was. So I love this entire snippet of information so much, and it really just makes me want to know even more about her and her story, to be honest. I adore selfish characters, especially ones who go through like this bittersweet and difficult development that includes coming to terms with one's own loneliness. Her self-centered nature, combined with this terrible thing that happened to her, forcing her to lose her humanity, just sets up this really cool development on how she can work out this stuff if the opportunity arises. Moreover, I just love her design itself. The simplicity in her wardrobe just fits well with everything she's got going on with those tentacles, and kind of just keeps them the focal point. I especially love the chunky belt with the potion vials on the side, the way it just kind of sort of settles on her hips. I'm super curious about the staff. I don't remember if I've received any information on that thing, but I think it's very cool looking. I love the shape and the overall design of it, and I'm wondering kind of how it fits in with her background. The shackles too, I think. I think they give a bit of a good storytelling within the design choice as well. That it heavily implies that she was probably not only held captive once at some point, but that she's also broken free of that captivity. With the way she looks in her sense of style, they almost look like they could work as fashion accessories for her. Overall, I like how just by looking at her, I can get a sense of who she is and what she's like. I think it's a very effective design and very charming, and I think she's just beautiful too. Big thank you again to Cubic Flan, if you're still a listener, for entering her in, and she was loads of fun to draw and especially to paint for. I had a lot of fun drawing her, so thank you for lending her to me to make this video. This next character was sent in by DonDon Montgomery, which is a name I very much enjoy. This character's name is written Juste, which I'm fairly certain could be either the French word juste or the English version just with an E on the end, but I feel it's much more likely the former, so I apologize if my pronunciation is wrong, whether it's the former or the latter, because my accent when pronouncing French words is it's just grotesque. Anyway, grotesque is a French word. Anyways, whether it's wrong or right, thank you so much for sending him in. He's so colorful and beautiful, especially in the medium you've chosen for your reference photos. I think watercolor really just fits his kind of heavenly, celestial energy. And hair is one of my favorite things to draw, and I had an absolute field day with this character, both in just the initial sketching thumbnail phase and the final product. So I will now read the snippet of backstory that was sent to me by DonDon Montgomery. There we go. Juste is the living consciousness of the cosmos embodied into one being. Once the world fell into disarray and began to hate the practice of analyzing and learning how to control the power of the stars. For fear of punishment by the Gaias, all who took part in said practice were hunted down and killed one by one. In their last moments, the 7 consorts of the Moon Arc took it upon themselves to combine all their powers and abilities into one being, a being who would have a personal tie to the cosmos and one day bring an end to war between the conductors and the human race that fears them. This being Juste, and it is here his story begins, torn between carrying on the practice of his quickly dying race and teaching the humans who want nothing to do with his existence as the ultimate being. This also reads that he has the ability to control the flow of the stars and harness their power. He can listen to them, hear their pleas, and construct new universes from the ground up with said abilities. It seems he's practically a universe-creating, star-speaking, godlike person with a very nice jumper, which is something I can 100% get behind. I like that he's this gentle and curious being who wants to spread knowledge of the stars and cosmos in a way humans don't have to be so fearful for. And honestly, him choosing the responsibility to help humanity feel less afraid of the stars with all the power he was created with fits his name very well, I think. I deal with a lot of characters like that, so this hits particularly close to home, and it felt really special to draw for. Thank you so much to both people who have been chosen for this episode and everyone else who has yet to be chosen. I'm very fortunate for everyone who's entered their original characters in. It's really fun to see everyone's characters, and I'm having a lot of fun with the series so far, and I'm eager to continue the production on episode 3. It's still everyone's game. Hopefully we'll see the next installment up next month sometime. I hope everyone has a wonderful New Year's, and I'm excited to see what 2019 brings us all and how much this channel will grow in this coming year. Thank you so much. I will see you real soon. Bye bye!